come back, it's what we do here. So, on one hand, it's Administrators Hell Week. So much going on, but it's still the greatest week of the year because there's so much going on. So, we've got some new people in the room, so I'm not going to introduce you. I'll just let you guys introduce yourself. We'll start with Mr. Henderson.
Hi, I'm Clyde Henderson. I've taught here before, but not in this department. Teaching math.
I'm new, and I'm Nicole Johnson, and I'm teaching advanced ESL with Rayanne.
I'm Rayanne Baylor. I'm teaching with Nicole.
And I'm Peter Preen. I'm afraid everybody already knows me, so it's okay.
And have an opinion.
I'm Ole. I'm teaching math. Ken.
I guess it's my turn. I'm Ken, and I teach ESL.
I am Roxana, and I will be the mentor/tutor coordinator.
Shirley, ESL 2-3 with Joanne.
Alicia Franke, I just help you guys get dressed.
And I'm Joanne Knudsen, intermediate ESL with Shirley, and also ABE writing.
I'm Myra Hohen, and I teach basic ESL.
And I'm Val Schneider, and I teach intermediate ESL.
I'm Andrew Bealy, and I'm the program coordinator. So.
Nice to meet you, Andrew.
Nice to meet you.
Andrew started with a bang. I mean, we called him at 10 o'clock and he quit his other job by noon. And he was here, I don't know if it was that afternoon. I thought, well, yeah, you were here that day because I talked to you the other day. But by the next day, he was starting and off and running. So we're excited to have Andrew on board. We're excited to have Roxana on board helping us. New faces. Nicole is the only new face here. We've got a couple of other new faces. Well, Clyde and Nicole, I guess. A couple of other new faces that you'll see around in mostly the evening program, I think. But, you know, that's a good thing. We like having quality people here. We like having quality people helping us. So I'm just going to launch right in. The president the other day pointed out to us in front of everybody on campus that in 2012 our numbers had gone down. That's the latest numbers that the state has out to everybody. We tailed off just a little bit from the years before. We don't have numbers back from 13. And I'm going to say in 2012 our numbers, because the numbers that he'd get are twofold. They're the numbers, success numbers, or the momentum points that we get through our students, but they're also then any students that we have that transfer across the courtyard. They gain momentum points as well that we get to count for ABE. And as we look at Andrew this year, that's going to be the club that I hold over his head, is that we've got to get that number up. We do a very good job with our students here. We do a very good job getting them to succeed and progress through what they do here. We've got to do a better job helping them get into college across the courtyard, into their college level classes, and gain some points from that. And I'm going to talk about points a little bit, but I'm going to talk about student success, because if we do what we did last year, we had more points last year within these hallways than we've had in a long time. So if you do what you did last year, that's all we ask for. We'll beat up on Andrew for the rest of the points, because
So that means we'll get a new building?
if we, okay, we'll go there too. Other changes that we've made is we've got counselors coming over, and they're going to be parked right across the hallway from Andrew's office. Andrew's in Linda's old office. Chris and Bertha, Carla, the ADA coordinator, will be here some. Running Start will be here some, and advising will be here some. So there will be somebody there with a lot of regularity that our students can, you know, first 3 weeks can look at them, and then after that, after they build up a little confidence, can start going in and talking to them, especially the more advanced students, Ken students, Ole students, get in there and talk to them a little bit, find out what college across the courtyard is gonna be like, you know, what have I gotta do to get there, all of these things that we had, what, 3, 4, 5 years ago when Chris was here, we're putting some of those things back into place. And Andrew,
If you guys have any students that are really excited, let me know. I can get them. I've already talked to a few of the math teachers, English teachers. We can have them sit in on a math class,
Wonderful.
English class, or science, whatever. Let me know. I can arrange that. Try to get them over there.
previous life, Andrew taught humanities and English for us. So he's got some good connections.
Yeah, there's a seat right back there by you.
Will be a great one.
Right up here.
We have a special guest here today. Most of you know Susan from State Board, or Susan Kidd from State Board. Happened by this morning, and Aaron invited her back to be here. So when I'm done rambling, we'll let Susan say a few words. We're just trying to get them motivated about getting the students from this hallway to across the courtyard into college, because that's the one thing. Aaron has written, I think he's going to be an author by the end of the summer. He's written several IBEST applications. We've talked about IBEST quite a little bit, and I think we've got 9, 10?
Actually counting EC, that would be 11.
We've got 11 IBEST apps in, 2 have been approved, the rest are sitting in various stages of being approved. So we've got pathways now to get our students into college. And I think we're going to be, again, we look to Andrew for leadership and guidance on that. He's got a big job.
He does.
You know, we're blazing new territory, so between a lot of us, I think we'll do just fine, but we want to make sure that our students get the opportunities to do what they want to do, not do what we want them to. You know, if they choose not to go to college, that's their call, but we need to prepare them, and in my opinion, we don't say if you go to college, we say when you go to college. We say when you do this. Set the expectation, let them know and understand that they can succeed at this. I think that's one of the best things that we can do for our students is let them know let them know first off that they're in real college right now, because they get scared to go across the courtyard to college. They're in college right now. Every day they come to class, they're in college. So we need to work with that. We need to help our students see and understand that. Enrollment this year, the last numbers I saw were down just slightly, but I'm not sure, but I don't think that's going to stay. I think the registration's a little bit behind possibly at getting all the names in. But then that begs the question, more behind than normal, or?
We've got another almost 30 students signed up for a late orientation on Friday, and that's not even counting OMAC enrollments, SkillSource enrollments, and First United Methodist has not enrolled yet. So we're actually going to be up probably close to 10 or 15% over fall quarter last year.
Well, not to mention the fact that the fruit picking is still going on.
That's true as well.
It's going to be a little slow, a little late this year. The other thing, you know, I was happy to see that our ESL 1 classes both got good numbers this year. That really helps, what speaks a little bit to our marketing, that we're reaching the group that needs us probably the worst. But it also sets a little bit of the pipeline for going into the next classes, so that when you ESL 2 people get the students, they understand a little bit about what they're getting themselves into when they come to college. Not huge wait lists, which makes me feel good, because anytime I see wait lists, then we start having discussion of, okay, do we open new sections, how do we deal with these people? So Aaron's got plans for what few people are on the wait list as to how we're going to get most of them into classes here, unlike in years past where we've asked them to go to SkillSource or Work First or wherever. The other thing we've got, now that I talk about Work First is on campus this year. They've got morning classes in the room where Larry, the room formerly known as Peter's room.
Sharon's room.
Now will be Work First is in there in the morning, and they're in 1049, the computer lab, in that same hallway. in the afternoon for some computer classes. So we're happy about that. They can help us deal with some of our load if we need to. They go all summer, all through breaks, everything. So they're on a little different schedule, but they can still help us as long as it's within their guidelines. And they have some specific guidelines they gotta deal with. Larry Schreck's class, I think if we have some people coming in a little late, we're gonna, instead of cutting them off and kicking them back out, I think we're gonna start letting students into Larry Schreck's class on a more flexible basis. Always bothers me, especially with this at-risk group that we're dealing with, to first off put them on wait list, but certainly not to let them sit in and get what they can and get into the routine of coming to school, because our at-risk students don't need a very big excuse not to come back. So, I just think we're in really good shape all the way around. Aaron's got some initiatives going with some standardization of the curriculum across the board. And this morning, I couldn't have timed it better, so I just feel so good about this. But Yakima called to find out what we're doing with our students, because they want to work on their program as well. They've got a new dean there, and he called me this morning, so I haven't decided if I'm going to call him back and help him. No, we're playing phone tag. I'm on the phone with him, trying to get them going, because they're good neighbors. And we want to share what we're doing that's succeeding. Hopefully they take it and make it work for them, and in 3 or 4 years we can go look at what they've done with it, and maybe there'll be things that we want to steal back from them. So.
But they need to keep in mind that we are the Apple capital.
Just a comment that after being here for what's going on 26 years now, that it's really nice to hear that other colleges are coming to us for advice and for help, because we have not exactly had the best reputation for a long time. So it's really nice to hear that other colleges, especially in Eastern Washington, are reaching out to us now, because that's saying that we're ahead of the game.
Well, we've got a powerful leader sitting down at the left end of the classroom, or the right end from you guys' standpoint.
Absolutely.
He's got some nice things happening, and you guys have done a great job responding to what Aaron has to say. I mean, he comes up with these ideas, and you guys tear into it like a dog on a dirty sock. So it's everybody in this room that is working hard to make what's going on in this room get noticed. Aaron and I went to Big Bend to see what they're doing, because they're getting a lot of the transitions points that I talked about earlier that we're not getting. We're going to go back to Yakima. They're doing pretty well with the transition points. We're also going to go to the west side, and he doesn't know this yet, but we're going to go to the west side and look at some of the schools there to see what they're doing with their IBEST programs, with getting their transitions points. So we're not going to say we done really good last year, hang in there and keep it up. We're going to say we did good last year, let's go on and continue what we can do. So I am going to diverge into money just for a second, because our students, last year I talked about SAI points and how they can we're getting extra SAI points for every one of our students that goes across the courtyard. And each time they reach a momentum point, and there's a lot of them along the way, our students are getting extra points. I think, is it 1.5 or 1 3/4? I think it's 1 3/4 momentum points for each. Where a student that doesn't start an ABE gets a point, we get 1 3/4.
Yeah, something like that.
So we can really cash it in, and all you got to do is do what you're doing. And all we got to do is send our students to Andrew to do his thing. And all we got to do is the counselors, advisors there, some field trips. One of the people that interviewed for your job, and I'm going to steal the idea right out in front of everybody, invited student activities so that our ESL ABE students felt like they could join clubs, whatever they are, over there. I know Aaron talked about one of our students wants to play on the soccer team. you know, let's get them going across the courtyard more and more, earlier and earlier. They're gonna be much more comfortable when the time comes so that they can go there. So,
Do we get any more points for the people that come through Carla? That we have a sheet on them?
no,
Okay.
no, that's it's a service we have to provide to students.
Okay.
I think that's all I had to say. I didn't even bring cheat notes or anything else. That's all I had to say. It's great to have you all back. It's great to have seasoned people, new people.
Ancient people.
I used to say old people, but then I got in trouble for saying that, so I gotta say seasoned people, experienced people. It's great to have everybody back. We're looking for a good year, and as always, I'll be around. I'm not hard to find, although I did get moved.
Yeah.
Thanks to Clyde's comment, now I thought of that. I am now clear down by the ceramics. Well, you know, everybody knows where Val's room is?
Yeah.
Except it's not mine anymore.
Turn right at Val's room, and my new office is right down the hall from there. Room 1070, down by the ceramics lab, down on the way out the back end of the building. In the hall, to say my old office is going to become 2 new classrooms.
Oh, my.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if we got any classes going on in there. I know we do testing in one of the computer labs.
We don't.
But in an effort, in the race to get a new building, one of the things they look at is number of students that we run through this building. And very clearly, you guys are a big part of it. But we had to have more classrooms to qualify for the building we need if we tear this down for the building we need. So we've taken my office, made it into 2 classrooms, and this building is full every hour until about 1 o'clock, and a lot of you guys run until after 2. So we've got a lot of students coming through this building. We're gonna do what we can to wear it out. Hopefully a year from now, when we're talking about this, we'll be talking about planning a new building here. But
If that ever happens, I'll have to resign. I can't believe that.
Well, promises, Peter.
when we build a new building, we're going to put our program right inside the front door downstairs, so that our students get to watch everybody going upstairs. So we won't have across the courtyard anymore. Then we'll have students aspiring to go upstairs.
I see.
Down the hall, we had this going last year a little bit, but we got a lot of CNA going on right now.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch our students looking in there to see what's, you know, can I be in there? Aaron's working, we've got some CNA, students in CNA as well. So we've just got a lot of things happening. I'm excited to see what we're gonna do this year. I'm just very pleased. We started a bunch of new off-site programs, and one more thing, I keep thinking about this, I should make a move. A lot of new off-site programs this year. We're talking right now very seriously about a significant expansion in OMAC. We're terribly underserved up there. All we do on the OMAC campus is ABE. We have Canasket, which is 30 miles north with ESL, and Bridgeport, which is 30 miles south, doing ESL. And then they go to a campus for ABE. So it's kind of a nice arrangement for the small community. But we're looking at a significant deliberate change in what ABE and OMAC looks like. And that's all I can say, because I haven't visioned the whole thing yet. But we're working on that with Aaron and with Carly, our new VP. And I'm just gonna say more to come, because something's gonna change in OMAC as well, and we're expecting good things of them as well. So, okay, thank you, and I'm gonna, Susan Kidd, I will let you say a few words.
All right, I have nothing prepared, but that's all right. I guess that's what I get for stopping by campus this morning. Well, hello. So, I'm lucky, and I just decided to stop by and say, well, school's about to start, what's going on at Wenatchee? And Aaron hardly quit talking with all the changes. And that was just, it's very exciting, because you guys are getting on the IPES bandwagon and moving forward, and change is good. So, and thank you.
We tried